Hey, what up, though? Rockstar DJs in this thing. This is For the Record podcast. We are obviously one short tonight, but I am Rockstar DJ K Player.
Rockstar DJ Hugh Holler.
The Rockstar DJ D Money, and that's not how Mizzy would have started it. Okay.
Whatever, man. I ain't Mizzy. I'm K Player.
I know,
all right?
all right.
Missing Mizzy already.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
all right, man.
Start the whole show off.
This guy. Whatever, man.
That's wrong.
Shout out my man Mizzy Matt, man. He couldn't be here with us today, but you know,
he had to go to his real job.
He made the sacrifice.
He made the sacrifice
For
of
the
not
greater
taking
good.
his valuable time to spend with us today to go do his thing. But
Right. It's actually all Money's fault.
Oh, here
If
we
we
go
want
with
if we
that
want to
shit.
get into
Here
it.
we go with that shit.
But
again. How
Money
was it my
made the
fault this time?
sacrifice. No, because it's your fault.
What?
Because you know why. Anyway, so before we get into our arguments, because we got plenty of arguments for y'all tonight. How was y'all week?
my week was fantastic. I cannot complain whatsoever. You know, had to take some time off from work, from DJing and all that. Hung out with the kids and everything, which I don't get
Nice.
to do too often. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that. You know, we just went out to a park, barbecues, hit the slides and everything. So one thing that did happen though, when I'm at this park,
Yeah.
I don't know how old I look to people, but I feel like I look a lot younger than I actually am. All right, because this dude, like, there's a bunch of people playing around in the park. They got their water guns,
Yeah.
and this kid feels like it's okay for him to walk up to me and squirt me in the chest with his water gun. I'm like, God damn, like this thing think I'm like one of his peers or
Maybe he
something.
thought y'all was
I was
cool
this
like
close
that.
to smacking the shit out of him.
Maybe he thought
So I
y'all
had
was
to
cool
man
like
up
that.
on him real quick, you know, and put him in his place. Like, yo, I'm not one of your friends. You're like, you don't know me. Like, this is me talking to like a 13-year-old, by the
Yeah,
way.
tell him
Oh,
you
I mean,
don't-
he's 13, so
tell
it
him
ain't
you
like
don't
he's
know me,
7.
dog.
Yeah, he's not 7. He's old enough to do better. I mean to know better. But like out of all the people he was playing with, he was the oldest one. Like he was like twice the height of everybody else. Like, hey man, I got extra water guns if you want to join in. Like, bruh, what do I look like to you? And I mean, I'm over here with my kids. I got my 1-year-old, my 2-year-old with me. We going down the slide, and he gonna spring. Man, I'm telling you, man. Good thing I'm
Kids
trying
is
to change my
pretty
ways.
Yes.
I'm just telling you.
You hit it with the you don't know me, dog.
Right.
Basically, like, you don't know, I'm loco.
Eject those seat on cuz.
Yeah, for real. All bad.
Yeah, but
Money-
it was a good weekend overall. Though.
Nice.
Another busy week. You know, gigs was good. Shout out to everybody. Ladies Night Classic Jewels, nice look. Club Nostalgia Saturday, that was a good look too. Did a political fundraiser campaign. Shout out to Tyrone Thompson running North Las Vegas City Council. Did that Saturday. Caught up with the nieces. Had a birthday. Just a one crazy week. Also DJ'd a pool party Friday.
Okay, I saw you. What was it, a story? I think a story you posted.
Yeah. It was in my Insta story, yo. These kids, they lit, dog. They in their own world.
Yeah.
They be going in. Like, I remember, like when I was coming up in my teenage years, like discovering music. But now, like, just being at the age that I am now, I'm just like, yo, where do y'all get this music from? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy the stuff that they just jam into right now. You never heard it.
Nah,
And
man.
You drop it and they go crazy, bro.
These kids are for real. Like, obviously, there has been a shift in the way we consume music.
Absolutely.
But these kids are definitely a large portion of the new gatekeepers when it comes to music.
Yeah.
'Cause every time I do an event that's mostly kid-oriented,
Yeah.
they be on some shit I never even heard of before. And I drop it, and it's the livest shit at the party.
I mean,
And they know all the words.
always been that way. Like, shout out to all the DJs out there, everybody that watch this show. Your best source of information for new hot music is gonna always be kids.
Definitely.
You know what
Hey,
I'm
the
saying?
kids is always my best friends when I want
Yeah.
to know what's popping. You talk to like a 16, 17-year-old, every time I see one, like, hey, what you listening to, man?
Like, hey, get
what's
over
pop-
here, little
put
guy.
me on, please. Hey, I be like a fiend around them, like, put me on.
like,
Let me know
that's
what the
facts.
move
Look,
is.
when I tell you, like, I'm doing my thing, I'm DJing, everybody jamming, they loving the music, but like, yo, this little girl just walked up with a little shattered iPhone, and she shut the party down with like 3 songs. Like, I'm just like, yo,
Oh, wow.
your playlist is fire.
Right. Right.
How do I be down?
Yeah. No, that's how I am. Anytime I see somebody that's in high school, I'm for sure navigating the conversation towards what they listening to. And it's funny because you kind of, if they know you a DJ, like I got a couple youngsters I talk to about music, and they know I'm a DJ,
Okay.
so they expect for me to be on their level. So they be like, "Hey, but how you like that such and such?" And I be like, "Hey, you know what? Shit is pretty cool."
Meanwhile, speaking in your
like,
phone,
What was his
like,
name again?
Shit is pretty cool.
Such
Yeah.
is
Meanwhile, I
such.
got my phone on the side.
Taking
Yeah,
notes.
notes app.
As soon as you get in your car, you on YouTube.
Yeah.
For real.
Maybe
So
a
that
video
is
with
definitely
300 million views that you never heard of.
Right.
In your life.
Like this
Right.
is the hotness right here.
Yeah, that is definitely the
Hey,
case.
that's the struggle though, man. But you know what's crazy is that like that same song is not popping like a week or two later.
It's
You know,
not.
they done moved on to something else.
Yeah. No, yeah, they definitely also, aside from consuming music differently, they consume music a lot faster
Yes.
than what we did.
I remember
You know what
back
I'm
in the
saying?
day, I have to listen to DJ Clue come on Hot 97 in New York at like on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And then whatever freestyles or whatever new songs he's dropping on there, that's where everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
So back then, the DJs were the actual gatekeepers
Yeah.
of the music. They're the ones who put you on to the music, and you had to be tuned in. Otherwise, you missed out.
I mean,
Hell
I
yeah.
say we still are. I think it's just with getting the brand new stuff. I think it's just a little out of touch, just because, like you say, there's so many more options now
Definitely.
to put music up on.
Right.
And I get it. You know what I'm saying? People got their aspirations. They hot. They dope. They want to get their stuff out. And it's people are like, yo, we not sure. You're not a sure thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we not rocking with. So it's like, all right, well, if you're not gonna put it out, I'll put it out myself. You know?
Yeah, and I mean
Yeah.
that's the thing. They got so many different platforms that they could take advantage of in order to drop their music.
Yeah.
You know, you don't necessarily require a distribution deal from
Right.
anybody, or somebody who's backing you financially in order to become popular. You know, that's where you get all these SoundCloud artists from, and they're popping off of.
Yeah, it's like your distribution, like your labels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That works for them and it works against them at the same time.
True.
Because like the fact that they can do that means the next man can do the same thing. So you
True,
could be popping
true.
today, by tomorrow, you're not as hot anymore, just because people consume music and they spit it out just as quick.
I would definitely
Yeah.
say that's like a step in the process. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a process which we'll talk about a little later on.
Okay.
I mean, this is true. I mean, speaking of new music, though, and the youngsters being tapped in, obviously, we spent a good portion of last week's episode talking about Kanye West and
Yes.
his antics leading up to him dropping new music. He dropped 2 new joints,
Yeah.
which obviously one turned out to be a troll track. So I guess we could skip right over that joint. You know what I'm saying? But it did get the attention of a lot of people, which allowed you to check the temperature of Kanye's climate, because as soon as he tweeted that joint, I mean, everything was blowing up, blogs, Twitter, whatever. And it just turned out to be a troll track. But then he also released a serious track, which is the, it was Kanye featuring T.I.
I think it was it Kanye versus
But-
the people?
It could be, I think,
Let's use our computers.
yes, please. That's okay.
Right. On it.
But yeah, the track is Kanye featuring T.I., and I think it is Kanye versus the people. While we looking up the name of the joint, how did y'all like that joint? First impressions of it?
I've seen it ripping and running, so I was just like, of course, the light came on. Yo, I need to check that out. But then I finally got to sit down and hear it, and I think it's just Kanye, man. It's dope what he did. Like, he really putting himself under fire, you know what I'm saying? And then putting T.I. on it. I would say, remember the T.I. track where T.I. versus T.I.P.?
Yeah.
Where he was kind of like, battling himself.
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like Kanye channeled that, but just his perspective of what he's trying to do versus how the public.
But even though, all right,
how the
for one, the
public
track is
perceived
called Ye versus the people.
Okay.
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, he's battling not necessarily himself like T.I. did, but
But I mean, he's telling he's trying to give his perspective
Right.
to the people, but the people are.
it turns out to be
T.I.
a
is speaking
debate.
for the people.
Yeah, it's a debate, Kanye and where he stands with his ideas on how he feels about Donald Trump and all his policies, and then you have T.I. speaking from the other side of things, and what a majority of people who supported Kanye up to this point, how they feel about his perspective on how he feels about Trump. So they kind of go back and forth about Kanye trying to rationalize, in a sense, everything that he's been saying, everything that he's been tweeting out lately. Just basically trying to justify why it's okay for him to be doing the things that he's been doing lately. And so for T.I., he goes back and he's actually given a real perspective on how I think a majority of the people who does not agree with Kanye West, how they feel about what Kanye West has been doing.
Right.
So when Kanye talks about let's make America great again, and Kanye's like, T.I.'s like, well, you kind of tripping, like we're not rocking with Trump. Regardless of what it is you feel like you're doing and how you feel like it might be a good idea. But he feels everything that he's doing is trying to come to an understanding. Like he says something about a crip and a blood shaking hands, and he's kind of trying to be that liaison between everyone to kind of bring people together and show them that we're equal. And T.I. basically just... If anybody knows T.I. and is a fan of T.I. whatsoever, like Ye does not want it with T.I. when it comes to these type of debates. Because don't get it twisted, T.I. is an intellectual when it comes to like social issues, these type of matters, and really being able to put things in words in a way that most people can't. And he shows you that in this track, Ye versus the People, and T.I. definitely eats him alive, but I feel like Kanye still stands firm on his opinions with everything.
Yeah, and I think the track at the end of the song, I think they kind of agreed to just disagree. T.I. kind of just let Kanye be what he is.
Yeah, I think Kanye kind of let himself be what he is, because at the end of it, T.I. whatever Kanye said, T.I. had like a good retort to Kanye's point, and at the end of it all, Kanye is like, well, all right, nigga, we'll see.
Yeah,
it's basically how the shit ends.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where we're gonna get to it at, because Kanye is either gonna be a genius or it's gonna be career suicide.
All right, let's get this straight. All right, this may be my personal opinion, but Kanye's not a fucking genius.
Yo,
stop it.
I 100% feel you, and I don't understand. I was just talking about this with somebody, because everybody likes to call him a genius. I don't understand what about him makes him genius. Like, he's a dope producer, he's a dope rapper, but because you a dope producer and a dope rapper don't mean you a genius. It means you a dope producer.
It really doesn't. I think he's artistic. He's very eclectic in a sense. I give him that word, but he's a different guy. Just like a lot of. You could use the same rationale to call Erykah Badu a genius. Not saying that she's not.
Right.
I don't know, but I won't say like Kanye is a genius. I haven't seen. But
I would call her like a great
to me,
entertainer.
it's the same type of qualities. They're just artists. They're very creative people in a sense.
Right.
But I don't know how we draw genius from that.
Yeah, that's how. And I've found myself asking this question, genuinely trying to find out what makes him a genius in the eyes of people who call him a genius. Because I don't know. Like, I feel like the stuff he does, like you said, the stuff he does is creative, but these are things any creative person would do given they had the opportunity and the finance to do it.
Right.
Like, he hasn't done anything that makes me like, yo, he's got to be the only person who thought of anything like that. Like, whenever he released, what was it, the Yeezus album, whenever he played it like on the side of walls, right, with projectors. Was that the Yeezus album?
Yeah, that was not
like
genius.
And everybody was like, "Oh, he's a genius." I'm like, "That's a marketing plan. I don't know that it's genius."
It was dope for what he did at Madison Square Garden with his clothing line, and playing The Life of Pablo.
Okay, but even
dope.
that, even
the Life of Pablo, the Saint Pablo tour, like, yo, I would have never thought about a floating stage over the crowd, like.
But you don't got to be a genius to think of a.
And he wasn't even the first person to do that. He wasn't even the first person to do that.
And he didn't make that up. Like, come on, like, he didn't invent the floating stage.
Right.
He said an idea of what he wanted to do. And I'm sure people shot ideas of the possibilities of what he can do his way. And he accepted. He's like, well, Kanye, just to let you know, if you want the floating stage, it's gonna cost you $1 million more. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm a genius. Just do it.
Right. He has the financial ability to do it.
Yeah.
But don't necessarily make him a genius. It makes him capable of doing things other creatives can't.
I can see people kind of throwing that genius word around a little bit loosely, kind of like the legend word. You know what I'm saying? Like how we was having an argument, or how we was talking about people.
Yeah, on the Craig Mack joint.
Yeah. How people was legends. You know what I'm saying? But they not really legends. But you know they did something dope. Yeah. So I can see that aspect. You know what I'm saying with Kanye and a lot of
to me, it's like don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Geniuses.
Don't.
I mean, and I don't have a problem with saying what someone did is genius. Like, yo, that was a genius move. Like, all right, I'll take that. But to specifically call someone a genius.
Like, when you say that, you don't mean it literally. Like, I don't mean it was a genius move. Like, it takes a genius to come up with a move like that.
Right. I mean, it's just, like goddamn, that was brilliant. I wouldn't have thought of that. Like, that's typically what I think of when somebody says, like, you know, something like that. But to call him a genius.
So when I think of a genius, I think of like Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
Somebody who's like really just making something out of nothing. Like coming up with like new shit out of thin air. Like Kanye, I feel Kanye, he's great in marketing. I'll give him that much. He's okay. If you want to throw the word genius around, he's a genius when it comes to marketing because he does things that are completely out of the box. But to me, that comes from being artistic, because when you have that artistic kind of like mindset, you do things that are considered unconventional by any other standards, you know, and Kanye's one of those people. True. He doesn't follow the conventional, like, well, we got to do some commercials. We got to get our shit on Spotify on the front page. Like, you know, just typical marketing kind of, so we got to go on a Breakfast Club and get out. Nah, he's going to come up with a different way to do his that's different from everyone else. And to me, like, yeah, he's great at that. But to consider him a genius as a man, it's like, come on, let's just stop lowering the bar so low.
Yeah, I'm with that. Okay, so now back to the song. Let's to wrap it up. Two different sections as far as what we think about the song.
I think
is a mess. Well, like one, the song itself, and then two, separate from that, the message.
All right, the song. I think the song was cool just for the point, for him getting his point across that he's trying to explain what he's doing, and T.I. coming from like a fan perspective, if a disappointed fan could talk to Kanye, that's probably what they would say.
It's definitely what they say. Yeah. See, I personally thought the song was trash. The song, like we're separating the two. I thought the message was dope as far as what they were trying to convey and what they were talking about. But I thought the song was trash because for the most part, all it is like a looped soul sample. You know what I'm saying? Like it's musically, I'm just speaking musically. Yeah. Like it's just a looped soul sample. And it's certain parts of the song I'm like, what the fuck are they even rapping to right now?
They're completely off beat.
Yeah. And like some of the bars was all like it went over the measure. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So the song itself I didn't like. Like I thought it could have been produced better. But I thought the message was dope. But because I thought the song was so poorly produced, I just felt like it was only supposed to be a in a moment statement. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't foresee that this song is gonna be on this album. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just think it was supposed to be like I think it accomplished its goal, which was to be a conversation piece. Yeah. Because obviously that's what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
The same
but
thing, two different ways.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I thought it could have been. It had the potential to be much more than what it is. It had the potential to be more than people talking about it for a week.
Okay.
Right? Like, especially with all the stuff that he's talking about on Twitter and, like, he's standing firm in his position. Like, you could have made a really dope produced track that got people thinking and said the same shit over a more approachable sound base, I guess.
I just don't think that was the purpose of this song.
I mean, no. I mean, yeah, clearly it was, like, I felt like it was an in-a-moment type of song.
Yeah. I think this song is just exactly a way for him to kind of get his point out there, you know what I'm saying, versus everybody just outside assuming and all these cryptic ass tweets.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I feel like the song, he kind of made the same points that he was making on Twitter originally. Just
it wasn't really much further
he
explanation.
didn't make you feel more comfortable with the things that he said on Twitter by releasing this song. It was just like, yeah, that's basically what you were saying on Twitter, and what T.I. is saying is basically how everybody feels about what you're saying on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the point of this song is, because you didn't put anybody in a situation to where they feel you more. They just kind of feel like you are who we think you are with this song. So
it's definitely a buzz track. So.
I mean, it was, and it was a few things. I mean, not to go on and on about it, but it was a few things like that Ye said. I'm like, yo, fam is really egocentric. You know what I'm saying? Like the part where he was like, when he was talking about the Make America Great hat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was like, I took it, I wore it, rocked it, gave it a new direction, added empathy, care, and love and affection. Like, no, you didn't. No. You didn't do any of that. No. Like, nobody thinks about that statement any different now that you wore the hat before they did. Yeah. You know, so what are you talking about?
Like, when you got Donald Trump sending you thank you messages over Twitter, you know that you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, right. Like, fam, you didn't bring them to your side, quote unquote. Like, they feel that you on their side now. Right. Yeah. Like, there was no compromise as far as their perspective.
He in a sunken place with Stacey Dash and the rest of these cats on Fox News that's really trying to get you to feed into the agenda that Trump is pushing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I really sat here last week and I was really holding him down, which I still do, but he got me feeling like, he really kind of got me feeling iffy. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Just last week you was talking about.
Didn't I just say I sat here last week and I was
went hard for the boy.
Yes. And I'm still riding with Ye, but at the same time, I'm looking around in the car like, hey, dude, where we going?
Yeah. I mean, shout out to T.I. too, because amongst all the stuff that he said, one of the things that stood out to me, and I don't know the exact wordage. I got the lyrics up, but I can't even find it. But whenever he was saying, oh, here we go. It says, fuck what you choose as your political party. You representing dudes who seem cool and cold-hearted. Yeah. Like, I feel that is a response to a lot, because a lot of people always seem to boil political issues down to Democrat and Republican. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, fam, like, I don't care that he over here is backing a Republican. Yeah. Like, that's not the primary issue.
The issue is the Republican that he's backing.
Well, yeah, the person that he's backing, yeah, regardless of what that dude's political affiliation. Yeah. And like, on the same token, don't automatically assume I'm a Democrat because I don't fuck with Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily consider myself a Democrat. I damn sure don't consider myself a Republican. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm free thinking over here. Like, it's some shit I disagree with on both. Yeah. But like, I just can't identify with shit. So don't assume I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat because I'm black. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I don't fuck with some of them either. Yeah. You know, but that was one of the things that jumped out, you know, among the few things that T.I. said. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here. Obviously, he has everybody's attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeezy season is definitely coming up.
But on the flip side too, we'll see. That's gonna be my maintained reaction to Yeezy season. We'll see. As I roll my eyes emoji. Yes. But on the flip though, real quick, we gotta talk about Janelle Monae's album, Dirty Computer, because it actually came out. I want to say maybe a week or two ago.
Okay. Did it?
Yeah.
I thought it just came out this past Friday.
No, I want to say I think it was a week before Friday, last Friday. Because I felt like whenever I was listening, I was like, damn, how didn't I know that this came out already? Because I'm a Janelle. You think it was this Friday?
I think it just came out this Friday.
I didn't hear it till this weekend.
I was anticipating it coming out this Friday. So this Friday came around. I got on my Amazon Music. Shout out to Amazon Music. You know, I'm probably like the only one in the world that uses it. But
hell yeah, you are.
Yeah, it came out Friday.
I want my check.
Okay. Yeah. I thought I was late. I was like, damn, how did I miss this?
Nah, it just dropped.
Okay, yeah, because I just heard it this weekend.
Like maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, she dropped 2 singles. And she dropped videos along with them also. You could be thinking about that.
The emotion picture. Yeah. Okay. That could be two. But yeah, I mean, shout out to, you didn't hear the album, right?
Haven't heard the album, so.
You heard the album.
I heard the album. sure.
Shout out to Janelle Monae, man. It is a solid album. If you guys haven't heard the album, I would definitely recommend y'all go listen to it. I mean, the shit is dope. Production is dope. We were talking earlier, she's kind of one of those people you don't necessarily want to put into a box of what to expect from her albums. You know what I'm saying? Right. Obviously, we have somewhat of a history from her as far as her political views and that she's more outspoken than the average person when it comes to whatever she has to say. So you'll hear some more of that on her album, but musically, I mean, from start to finish, it's a solid album. I press play on it, and then I press play on it, and then I press play on it.
Okay. All right. See, I try to be that way. You know, I mean, she has a lot of good tracks on there, and I appreciate the tracks for what they are. But like we said, we can't put her in a box because she has a few tracks on there that are dope that I could just listen to. But then she has a few other joints that just sound like country tracks. She got songs on there that sound like pop tracks, like 100%. She got throwbacks where she's sampling like the Prince sound.
Y'all think like she's purposely trying to like touch all these different angles?
No, not at all. I feel like once again, like we talk about with Kanye, we talk about with Erykah Badu, same with Janelle Monae. Like she's an artist, you know, so she's weird. Like she's quirky in a sense to where, you know, you can't try to figure her out, you know, like this is just her. This is what she does. And she's known for this kind of stuff too. You know, if you listen back to some of her older tracks, like you never really know what to expect from her because even on some of these tracks, she's rapping on them too. So who knew that she raps better than, you know, most of these artists that are out there right now.
Right.
You know, she's doing her thing, but then she's singing, she's dancing. I mean, she's dropping visuals along with some of these tracks that are just like very creative and very well produced. You know, so I mean, you just gotta like Janelle Monae as an artist and appreciate what she does and the fact that you can't really come to expect anything when it comes to what she's going to do with the track. You just got to kind of take it for what it is. If you're a Janelle Monae fan, that's 100% of what this album is. And then so all these tracks are dope. There haven't been a song on there that I fast forwarded to. Matter of fact, it's one of those things, if you have a music player that just plays continuously, that you don't have to hit play again once the last track plays, it's one of those things you just let it ride. You know, like you're glad you're back to the first track again. And that's kind of what this album was for me. So there's a few tracks on there that I don't personally want to listen to when it comes to like the sound and the feel of it, but it's still like well put together. The subject matter is still worth listening to regardless of what it sounds like. So shout out to Janelle Monae, man. This Dirty Computer album is, you know, it's probably like the first one of Janelle Monae's album that, you know, I'm kind of ashamed to admit, you know, because she is such a dope artist. It's the first album of hers that I actually own and that I wouldn't mind listening to on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm actually on the same note with that. I'm like, when I listen to this in full, I'm like, yo, this is probably her best project so far. And I mean, like you said, I mean, she's dope. I've always respected her artistry. You know what I'm saying? From the first moment, you know what? I feel like I got introduced to her from Big Boy, you know, because she used to be on Big Boy's label. So I'm pretty sure he was talking about her, listening to her music. I'm like, yo, she pretty dope. But then she came out with the Tightrope joint. I'm like, oh, that's hella dope. So, you know, been following since then. But this, I mean, it was time perfect, obviously, because of some of the subject matter she's talking about. It's definitely relatable to a lot of topics that are being discussed today. But, I mean, just musically, it's a dope album. And you could tell she has Prince influence. Y'all know how I feel about Prince. Prince is my motherfucking man, my favorite musician of all time. You know what I'm saying? So
his sample is all over the album.
Yeah. So, you know, just seeing that she has that type of influence and that musical ear makes the album a dope project. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to her.
I mean, shout out to her as a I remember we talked about this last week also when UK Player talked about how it's bigger than music for you and you appreciate artists for what they do outside of the music. You know, I mean, you think of Janelle Monae. I mean, she's done it. Like, doesn't she have Oscars on top of this?
Yeah.
She did the, what was that one movie with the 3 black female engineers that working for NASA and all of this?
Damn, what was the name of that movie?
I don't even remember.
It's on HBO all the time too. And like every time I see it, I do turn it on.
But she did that. She starred in Moonlight. She was a supporting actress on Moonlight. Also, she was the drug dealer's girlfriend at the time that took the little gay boy in.
I didn't see. I haven't even seen
You haven't
Moonlight.
seen it yet? Yeah. If you check that out, she's on that also. So Moonlight, they actually won an Oscar, last year also.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if she gets to put that in her credentials also.
All right, that movie with the NASA, female NASA mathematicians was Hidden Figures.
Yeah,
Hidden Figures.
And,
she starred in that.
Yeah, Moonlight, man, damn movie was crazy.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching Moonlight, like, all right,
know what?
this movie looks pretty dope.
Yeah,
You know
okay,
what?
So
Yo.
probably what you're talking about is what I heard, and I was like, I don't think I want to watch that.
I'm glad that I
think
don't
At least
smoke
they-
because
at
if you
least
smoke and watch Moonlight, it's gonna have you tripping.
At
for
least
real.
they told you, son. Nobody warned me. Okay?
right.
I'm just sitting there,
I just started watching.
like,
it.
damn, yo, this story dope, man. Damn, I feel bad for doing.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah.
Make you feel real uncomfortable.
Yeah, that was me. I was, you know what? I think I'm gonna pass on that one. Thank you.
Yeah, but shout out to Janelle Monae, man. You know, so I appreciate her as a person,
Yeah, definitely.
as an artist, not just a musical artist, but you know everything that she does, in the music, in acting, and for the culture.
Yeah.
So I don't really check for music like that, but at the same time, like I take it on a track by track basis. So
I dig that.
I'm definitely interested to see, like, you know, just the hype that y'all got about it. You know what I'm saying? Give it a run and really see what it's about for myself.
Hell yeah. I mean, you know me too. I'm really into. Not that any of us aren't, but I try to make it a point to show some attention to the real musical shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, we all like to turn up. We like good music. We like to do what we do. But, I mean, just stemming from being a lifelong Prince fan, I occasionally like to hear some shit where motherfuckers is playing live instruments, where songs got instrumental breaks, and when shit is just different from the norm, but it's music based. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like she's one of them artists that, even though I've learned not to really expect anything from her musically as far as the sound, I know it's gonna be musical.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what turned me on to her. So yeah, shout out to her. But let's switch gears.
Haha.
Now that we are all DJs here.
Yeah.
We all frequent clubs to listen to what other DJs are doing, because obviously we have to stay in the know of what works for different crowds. What are some songs that DJs play, regardless of the event, clubs, house parties, get-togethers, whatever? What are songs that DJs play, including ourselves, that you just can't stand personally?
Man, look, I mean, I don't. Other parts of the country, it might be certain songs that's like niches there that people might not be able to stand. But I know out here, when I'm at the party, and then the DJ drops Montel Jordan, this is how we do it. I'm throw my hands up like, man, here we go with this song again. Like, it just will not die. Like, and it's like you don't gotta play that song. And then the other, this is the thing that really trips me out. The crowd, like, they be going crazy like they never heard this song before.
As soon as they hear that, this is how we do it. Immediate turn up activation.
Yes, it's like they life wasn't good until they go, this is how, like, yo,
that shit is too
song,
funny.
and then Genuine Pony. Can we put Pony to rest, please?
Please. And you know what's even funnier about the Pony song specifically?
And it was almost dead, and then they had to make
This is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
It's motherfuckers that don't even know that song.
Yeah.
That they just like, yo, DJ, can you play the Magic Mike song? Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, that shit came out. I was in high school.
Yes.
That's not the Magic Mike song, and I really don't want to play it. So I only play that joint if it's requested. And I try not to play Montel Jordan, even though, see, that's funny, too, because I personally like Montel Jordan. But I'm like you, like, DJ's playing, this is how we do it.
It's just like, it's so predictable.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I always love when I could go out and then the DJ drops a record that I never heard of, but it's like the shit. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
What is that song?
Or even like if a DJ dropped like a random ass B-side, and B-sides are like always risky, right? Because it's only gonna be certain people that know the B-side.
Yeah.
But when you connect with that one motherfucker, like if it's a dude who drop a fucking random ass Biggie song or some shit that wasn't even a single, I'm like, that DJ is the shit right there.
It's like you turn to like legend status.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but no, he over here playing Montel fucking Jordan.
And don't get me wrong. Look, I like them songs. Okay, deep down,
right?
I do like them songs. Genuine Pony is a classic. But dang man, every time I go out, y'all be like, all right, it's time to turn the party up.
Yeah,
like, and people be going crazy about it. Like, do y'all really like them two songs that much? Those are mine.
Right. Hugh, what you got?
Man, I've got a few. Honestly, I be feeling I'm just like a bitter old DJ or something sometimes. For one, all right, let's start with this. I hate when DJs just play the same songs that every other DJ is playing.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a particular song, but it's like when you know that someone, like as a DJ, does not listen to this song inside their vehicles as they're driving. They're just playing it because they looked it up on like whatever the Spotify top 10 list before they came up here, or they heard like some other DJ playing it and they just pretty much just copying and like doing. All right, I'd say let me throw this out there also. I do the same thing, but I do this when it comes to like classic rock and roll music. You know, there's certain songs that Sweet Child of Mine, and, you know what I mean. So you're playing all the Bon Jovi joints just because you heard other DJs playing this and you know that this works. But I don't listen to that in my car when I'm on my way home. I'm turning up to something else. You know. And then someone. When you hear DJ just playing like, all right, it's just a stereotypical track, let me just throw this on. Like, to me, I can't really feel them because I feel like they're just doing it just because they feel like they're supposed to. Okay, so other than that, I'll take it back like what you're doing with the old school joints. Man, all the booty shaking music, like the whoop there it is. And, I mean, the shit that you see like on a commercials when it's only a certain demographic. I ain't gonna point no fingers. That's turning up to this shit still. You know what I mean? And I'm wondering how Tag Team is still getting money in 2018.
Back again.
It's like, why are y'all holding on so tight to this trash music from like the 80s?
Man, that is too funny.
So anytime I hear that in a club or something, even, I mean, come on. They got commercials where they're backing up cars and they're playing Juvenile, back that thing up now. I mean, I'm like, what is this shit?
Right. Hey, you know what? Sidebar to that is funny, too, because I worked for someone recently who, okay, so I pride myself on playing a little bit of everything when I DJ, right? Especially if I'm going into something like if it's a corporate event or something, like we obviously do a lot of special events being in Vegas. If it's a corporate event or something like that where the crowd is pretty diverse, I pride myself on being able to go from like some classic hip hop to mixing in some funk to mixing into R&B to rock, but like making it pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working for this lady who her clientele is pretty diverse. Yeah. So I'm spinning a little bit of everything. But obviously my first love when it comes to music and DJing is hip hop. So I'm gonna lean more on hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like I might play 4 hip hop songs to one of everything else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That that's
like
shit,
your ratio.
Yeah, the shit. I mean that's what I do. But she had an issue with how much hip hop I was playing and the type of hip hop I was playing. I'm like, yo, whatever it is, your world. If you have any type of recommendations on what your people want to hear, these your clients, let me know. Give me some suggestions. And she's like, yeah, well, we want to hear like Cisco thumb song. Whoop, there it is. Flow Rider, get low. Hey. I'm just saying. Hey, which by the way is one of my songs.
Hey, I was riding with you, but
that's how you brought Flow Rider.
That's where I'm gonna. That's where I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Hey, buddy.
No, but I'm just saying. She listed off.
Okay,
we didn't even know that. She's listing off all these songs that to me are corny as fuck. Yeah. But these are the things she wants to hear. And I'm like, yo, fam, you are so out of touch with music. How are you trying to tell me what to play?
It seems like most like people that's in charge of the music don't really know.
Yeah, they just so passively listening. Yeah. But no, so that's just saying I agree with you on that because people, like, for whatever reason, like DJs play it, but at some places people respond to this shit like she did.
Right.
And I'm playing this shit and I'm looking around like people like, that's cool. And I'm like, see, people don't want to hear this shit. Like you think they do. They don't want to hear this shit.
This is just you.
This doesn't look like the Bridesmaid movie with all the girls.
Right.
Oh, you know what else? A certain demographic.
Well, yeah, mine was a certain demographic too.
Yeah,
obviously, by the songs that I mentioned.
I'm gonna talk to another demographic right quick. Do y'all have to do the line dance every time?
Yeah, that was one of my songs.
Okay,
so y'all naming my songs. Okay, so
sorry.
before we go into it,
Yeah, because I almost lost it.
I don't want to play no goddamn cha-cha slide. I don't want to play the wobble.
No,
I don't.
Offender.
Yeah, I don't want to play none of that shit.
He don't even like the song.
Yeah, I'm sure he's tired of that bitch. And aside from that, I mean, like, Flow Rider Low is one of them shits. It gets
songs that just make you cringe. Every time
how fucking predictable. Yeah, but I don't want to hear it every time. But also in the club, 50 Cent for me. Because every week
for the birthday
some
girl.
motherfucking girl got a birthday and she wants to hear 50 Cent the birthday song. You're tired of that
That's what
shit.
they call it too. They don't call it in the club. They call it the birthday song.
Oh, shorty, it's your birthday. Can you play that, please?
Yeah. I don't want to hear that shit. So
I think I still have that.
Whenever you're right. Whenever the DJ play it, I know it's probably not by choice. Yeah. But I'm still like, oh, how fucking predictable. Like, we ain't got a new birthday song in 2018.
You know what we got to do? We got to come up with the top 10 Vegas club crutch records. Like, all DJs play these 10 songs.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, I mean, to your point, I don't want to hear no more. I don't want to see no sliding. I don't want to see no stepping. I don't want to see none of that shit.
That's certain demographic. Can y'all please party to anything else other than slide songs or shuffle songs or whatever?
Yeah.
Step to the right, turn around twice.
Do something else.
Give your partner 5. Bankhead bounce.
I will say though too, shout out to the real steppers because I DJ'd an event for a lady who is in a step team, and she gave me a list of songs. She like, listen, these songs we have dances to. Yeah. So whenever you play these songs, play the whole song. Like, don't mix it in, because we got dances to these joints, and you gonna throw them off.
Don't play the remix.
Right.
The original.
And D-Money on scratch.
Yeah.
D-Money stop bringing it back.
Yeah, right. So the funny thing is, like, she gave me a list. So I, whenever I hit these songs, I'm like, all right, let that shit ride. But it was funny because in addition to the songs that she gave me, they also had dances to other songs. Yeah. So I would be playing a song, like I would play a remix to a song. Thinking it's just another song, like, all right, let me get in and out of this real quick. And here they come doing the dance, and now they running up to me like, yo, DJ, what the fuck is this remix? Like, we can't do the step to this song. I'm like, yo, this ain't on the approved list, fam. I didn't know y'all had to dance to this. My bad. So they would make me stop. Like, obviously, I got to figure out some creative way to do it, but I have to get out of the remix into the original so they could do their dance to that song.
Sometimes the best way to do it, though, just hit the stop button.
I mean, no, yeah. Some of the shits, it was no other way, so I got to stop it. Like, I was just playing, y'all. Yeah. I just making sure y'all was listening. Now let's get this dance going.
Damn, DJ is terrible.
Yeah, no, but yeah, so the real steppers, they out there stepping every goddamn thing, not just the goddamn cha-cha slide.
Or the damn wobble.
Yeah, or the wobble. And every time, DJ, can you play wobble? Nope.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, for sure, I got you.
yeah. I got you coming right up.
It's coming up.
Coming right up.
Such a liar when it comes to requests.
Oh, for sure, fam. If I think of anything, like if I'm somewhere where I can't play dirty music, I'm like, hey, you know what, fam? I would play it, but I don't got the clean version.
Oh, you nicer than me. Everybody's song is coming up.
Yeah,
no matter
but because
what you request,
the problem is
it's coming up.
It depends on the crowd.
They
though,
gon' come back up to you.
Oh, I know.
Like
It's
10
still-
minutes later, like DJ, where my song?
It's still coming up.
yeah, I got you, fam.
Yep,
It's
on the
still
way.
coming right up. It's still coming right
Every
up.
song is on the way.
yeah, yeah.
Depends on if they tipping or not, though. Too, you got to consider that.
I mean, there's
because if you tipping right, your shit might actually be next.
Man,
mean,
you drop a
your shit
20.
might just
You drop a 20 off
might
on me,
just
I'm
cut off.
going right into that motherfucker. I'm not even stopping this song. As
Hundred-
quick as I can load that bitch up.
hundreds is immediate stop.
Well, yeah.
That's immediate.
100 is a stop and a shout out. Shout out to my man right here, popping. I'm exaggerating. He popping bottles. He over here. He getting all the money,
You
ladies.
might even get some air horns and explosions too on your
Right.
track
Right.
for $100.
Hell yeah. So let that be known. There is a pecking order when it comes to requesting songs.
I mean,
If you ain't showing no green, your shit is coming right up, and right up could be tomorrow.
personally, I should say you should just let the DJ because 9 times out of 10 he's gonna play what you want to
The
hear
song is
anyway.
popping. It's gonna get played.
That should be the worst.
Yeah,
Like right now,
yeah.
I hate when people ask me to play Cardi B. I hate it. I hate it. Yo, DJ, can you play some Cardi B? No, I'm not gonna play
You
Cardi
play
B.
some Migos? Nah.
yeah.
That never even crossed my mind.
Oh, yeah, right. Like, damn, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that.
I should play Migos.
Right.
It's gonna really set the party off.
Yeah, so them shits be the worst. But all right, so let's talk on a more serious note.
Yeah.
We all DJ for radio here in Vegas. 2 different stations, but I mean, we all have a radio presence. So when it comes to local artists, and I mean, it's probably a nationwide issue, but more specifically in Las Vegas. But when it comes to local artists, let's discuss real quick why there aren't as many as there should be on the radio here. Why don't local artists have the presence that they feel they deserve when it comes to airtime and support by radio?
I mean, that could be part of it. Like what you just said, they feel like they deserve. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't deserve anything. You got to work hard for it just like anybody else. You know, and part of that is getting to know the DJs. You know, I mean, if we don't even know you, what makes you think we're going to play your music just out of love? You know, I mean, if your joint is dope, I mean, we might pay like some kind of attention, but I mean, it goes back to one of our previous podcasts when we talk about artists coming out and representing the DJs or showing love to the DJs also, so we can kind of build that type of relationships, you know. And really, you got to know how to promote yourself also, because if the local people don't know you, the local people don't want to hear your song on radio either.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are a couple cats that we play on radio. Shout out JR Castro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dizzy Wright. You know, I mean, we got them in regular rotation.
Yeah.
But they're putting in the work that it takes in order to get their music out there and let it be known. And if we have the opportunity to play it and you're actually putting something dope out there, chances are that it's gonna happen. Chances are that we're gonna drop your track, you know, every chance that we get, literally, you know. But if you're not,
That's the key phrase.
if you're not putting out radio friendly music, if you're not out there marketing yourself, if people don't know you, don't know your songs or anything, like, don't completely rely on the radio DJs to be the ones that's gonna blow you up and get you locally known.
Yeah.
Right. Money, what's your take?
My take, yeah, like you said, like, you gotta earn it. I think a lot of the cats, and not knowing anybody's situations from the next, but just on the outside looking in, I think cats just need to work harder and grind harder. One, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really trying to get your music out there, you need to be out there promoting it. You know what I'm saying? And also just a strategy, having a promotion, having a whole plan for your project in the first place, instead of just, you know, going in the studio recording music and then just throwing
Send
out a
an
couple
email
links.
blast.
Well, not even an email blast, just links to your SoundCloud. Like, sorry, we got this program called Serato, and we can't load up SoundCloud links into the Serato to play for the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And also hooking up people's iPhones or hooking up people's phones to play tracks over. Like, I can't blend that together seamlessly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you need to come out with a servicing plan, and then you know, building your buzz up enough to where when we vouch for your project at the radio station, you know, there's clout behind it.
Right.
So, like, am I vouching for artist so and so that's from around the way? You know, his music's not doing anything locally. He's not doing anything. He don't have any shows. You know, he don't even got CDs pressed up. His music's not on any of the digital platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't go.
Like it's not up to the DJ to figure this out for the artist. Y'all got to get y'all shit together before you come holler at the DJ about anything.
You know, and
True.
then once you get all of that to the point, it's still a real tough process getting it on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get out there. Songs they got to do research on your record. You know, you need a whole plan and budget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and a lot of cats got to work on getting that budget together, because new artists are getting on the radio all the time. You know what I'm saying? The music business about new music, you know, but it's just artists making sure that they strategically get their projects in line and together and work out a whole game plan to get their music out, instead of just going in the studio making music and throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? And just because you came to the club once, like, that's just a starting point. Like, you got to be in the club almost as much as the DJ do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just until you get your buzz up big enough to the point to where now the DJ can vouch for you and bring you to his audience more, because his audience know you just as much as he does, because you've been there.
I mean, but also it's not just about having that presence in like the local scene and getting to know the DJs, but you got to have a radio friendly track.
Yeah.
You know, and radio friendly doesn't mean just clean. It means content also. So you got to watch the content that you're going to promote, because we're not going to play you on a Sunday morning when you talk about, you know what I mean, all kinds of bullshit, where you got kids listening, regardless of how clean it is, so unless you're already a popping artist. If you're already a popping artist, you might get away with it,
or even
just
during
because
the
of
day,
your
familiarity,
name.
you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't understand, like, daytime radio when people are at work is way different than nighttime radio. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got to consider it from like what you said, when people are at work. If your boss or whoever's walking past your desk and you got the radio playing and they hear this content, what are they going to hear?
Yeah.
What type of music are you putting out there?
Exactly. Are you putting out something that people can listen to all day on the radio? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, that's not what people are making, And I understand what's hot, but like you say, you got to think about that type of stuff. And I think a lot of artists need to listen to the radio, listen to what's being played on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Right. And not necessarily saying that you got to be that type of artist,
right?
But see what the flow is, so you can at least kind of put your stamp or your twist on what's already going on to get you in the door. Understand
what's going to be a good radio track versus what's just like a dope track by itself.
Yeah, like you trying to get a mixtape track, you trying to get a smoking track on the radio. Like, the radio ain't about smoking.
Like, unless you Snoop or somebody, that's probably ain't going to work out for you.
9 times out of 10, not being a new artist.
What about you, though, K-Play? What you think about it?
I think it's a lot of misinformation that occurs between artists' expectations and what the DJ is capable of, which is what prevents a lot of local artists from being played on radio. For one, I mean, my situation is a little different, which I'll go into that. But for one, for the most part, approaching the DJ, even if all the boxes are checked, right? Like, they have a song that's ready for radio. They have a little bit of a following. They have a little bit of a local awareness. Yeah. Approaching the DJ about playing your song on the radio 7-8 times out of 10 isn't going to get you farther than you want, because the DJ's hands are tied to a certain degree when it comes to what music they can play, as far as new music is concerned.
I mean, our hands are tied, but at the same time, we have the power and ability to vouch.
Yeah, I mean, we have the power of suggestion, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
could say, you know what? This is artist out here. He's making noise.
Mm-hmm.
He has a dope record. He's making noise in the streets. I think it'll fit on the radio.
Right.
So we could do that much.
Yeah,
We could suggest.
which is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, it's more
Very
than
powerful.
anybody else can do as far as non-DJ related.
Yeah,
But it isn't. I think a lot of artists, because a lot of artists don't necessarily understand the way radio works.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have no idea that like radio exists
Yeah.
to sell ads.
Right.
Yeah.
Like music is a byproduct of that.
Exactly.
So you have to understand that the concept behind radio is to keep people tuned in as long as possible.
Right.
And what's the easiest way to do that is to play music that is familiar as possible without it being too familiar and people just want to tune away.
And you know what else I suggest a lot of people need to do? You need to get somebody on your team that's knows the business side of how everything works.
Definitely.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Or get some consultation from somebody that knows, that has some expertise in that area. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just flying blind.
Right. Well, yeah. So this is my point.
Yeah.
So like a lot of artists don't necessarily know that, and I feel like they are angered by the fact that their attempts to get on radio is going unresolved.
Uh-huh.
When in reality, it's not as easy as you having a dope song and local support getting on the radio. Like, fam, you have to have a lot of things in line.
Place. It's
for
not
this.
about just cutting the check, because I can't tell you how many people just try to offer me straight cash to play this song on radio. It's like, yo, bro, I love to take your money any day of the week, but that's not how this shit works.
Right. I mean, and
I
at the end of the day, I mean, any song that is played while a DJ is playing has been pre-approved by the program director, right?
Yes.
So when it comes to capabilities, you can give me $5,000 and I can play your song on the radio. And that's probably the last time I'm going to ever be on radio.
Right. And there go your one play.
Yeah, like if obviously if I get caught, or if the program director's listening, like, yo, what the fuck is this? I
what
never
song
heard the
is
song.
this?
Why is this being played?
Yeah.
I'm fired immediately.
Right.
Not even, they don't have to find out that you gave me money. That's a separate issue. Now that's a legal issue.
Right.
That's a legal issue.
That's jail time.
You can give it, to make it simpler, you can give me your song and I could be like, fam, I like this song so much, I'm going to play it for you. No money exchanged. If I just take it on my own to play that song without getting it approved, I'm going to get fired.
Yeah.
That's just what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Right? So
And now your ally in the building is gone.
it's gone.
Right.
And one spin. And as
Yeah,
we
one
all
spin.
know, it
Nobody
takes
caught
a
that shit.
lot more than one spin to gain traction on a
Exactly.
song.
Way
You know what I'm
more.
saying? So I think it's a lack of understanding from artists on how to go through the proper channels. Like, obviously, you could come to the DJs. We could give you our advice on the best ways to get your music in the right hands. But that's pretty much all we can do. It's not necessarily as easy as you sending us a link, us liking the song. Now, if I like your song, I'm going to play it where I can control the music I'm playing.
Yeah, but
That's not an issue. But on radio, I don't control. Okay, so this is where I separate. Like, y'all situation is a little different. For me, I have on my station, which my station is pop oriented, right? So it's top 40 bass.
Yeah.
I have a little more leeway on what I can play because I'm playing music.
From your own system.
Yeah, I'm playing the music that I have. However, the music is still being accounted for. So they know every song that I play. They know what time I play it, how long I play it. This goes for both of our stations.
Right.
When the song was played, how long it was played. They know all of that information. So if I'll give you a hack, right? Because everybody likes hacks these days.
Yeah.
Play the remix.
Right, exactly.
Okay, play on the beat, boy.
For somebody, not even that, but for somebody like me, you would have to be a top 40 artist, I guess. But the best way to at least start to get yourself familiar is to remix a song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what, I'm playing whatever song. Take that song, throw a verse on it. And be like, yo, fam, I remixed this joint, and it would be easier for me to play that song because it's still going to register as the original song.
Yeah.
It's the same beat, it's just your verse on it, but at least people can hear your voice. You say your name tastefully, obviously. You don't want to be like, yo, this is, whatever. Yeah. Say your name tastefully, but you can at least gain some type of buzz. And as long as that song is hot, I can opt to play your version of the song instead of the original one. And the original artist still get credit. It's still documented the way it should be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the easiest way to go around, to circumvent, and I mean, having to get your own music approved.
It's tried, tested, and true. And just because, and mainstream artists do that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's definitely a technique that local artists should definitely employ. I mean, like, Drake's on the Lemon track. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, Drake doesn't need to be on the Lemon track. Right. The Lemon track doesn't need Drake. You know what I'm saying? Right. But at the same time, him and his team felt like it was a need for them to do that.
Right. And because it's Drake, people going to play it.
Exactly.
So it's still going to be accounted for Pharrell, Rihanna song, but you just hearing Drake. So you as a consumer, the listener of music, is still hearing a Drake verse, is still keeping his name fresh. Yeah. Meanwhile, the proper people are getting accredited. So I would say that's probably, that's a hack. That doesn't apply to every radio station. It somewhat applies to me. I can get away with it every once in a while. But at the core of it, y'all got to make sure y'all understand the way radio works and the proper channels y'all need to go through. Yeah. And like Money was saying, y'all got to have a marketing plan intact even before you start presenting people with your song. You got to know. You kind of got to have the idea, okay, how am I going to get this on record, who I need to talk to, what's going to need to be done, how much money it's going to take, and not necessarily money in terms of money exchanging hands, but you might need to have a video to go along with it. You know, I mean, you're going to have to sell the record, so you got to be able to have the fundage to sell the record.
You're going to have to put it up on the social media platforms as far as like a promo video link, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole lot. Like I said, it's a whole lot to that process. So it's not as easy as just like, hey man, can you play my song?
Right. And this is, I mean, obviously we're speaking more so to the artist, but this is also to the general listener of music who question how come there isn't as much, like their best friend might be a rapper and they're like, why I don't ever hear my best friend on the radio?
Because they call, because when I'm on the air, they call and say this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course they do. They'll call in and request the song that ain't been pre-approved. Like, yo, I want to hear, like, my homeboy dropped the song. Oh, can I request that?
And you know what?
I mean, you can.
I got it coming right up. Keep listening.
Yo, we got you. Don't even trip.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We be on live radio. Somebody hit me with, you got that coming up next on the mix? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sir.
I got
Hell
you.
Yeah. Give me like 2 minutes. We in the mix.
You'll be waiting the rest of your life.
All right. But no, that's what it is, man. We're going to wrap this episode minus Mizzy.
Yeah, man. Bring your ass.
Mizzy, we love you, man.
I ain't say all that. No,
hey, man, gotta show love to the bro. But yeah, man.
You sound like Diddy Boy when he get drunk.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Diddy when he get drunk because he loves everybody. Yes, when he get drunk, yeah, we know when he off his yak. I love you, man. Been riding with you for 15 years. Love you, dog. Shout out to
Brokeback Mountain shit.
Shout out to Diddy. Yo, but yes, make sure you are subscribed to the podcast, iTunes. Make sure you subscribe. Google Play Music, YouTube if you want to watch the video version of it. However you consume this podcast, make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment on YouTube, of course. If you're on iTunes and Google Play, man, leave a review. Rate us, give us 5 stars. All that stuff that you got to do to help us get us popping. And spread the word, man. Most importantly. What y'all got? Final words?
Man, thanks for y'all for supporting. Ran into the homie Interstate Fats.
Hey.
You got a new project coming out soon, so appreciate you. Made him subscribe to the podcast.
Hey, for real.
Right on the spot.
Right on the spot.
Put it in your phone. It's this easy.
Yank it out right now.
and to that, like I will say, Fats is one of those people who, if I had for real control over what I could play, Fats will definitely be playing on the radio consistently.
Like, he's been on our station a couple times, so man, shout out to him. Also, shout out to the homie Leon. Ran into him. He said he definitely appreciates what we doing over here on the podcast.
Hey, so Leon, what up, though?
Shout out to the streets, man. We really appreciate y'all supporting, but keep supporting and keep letting people know what we doing over here. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
real, because we've been doing this for a while now. This is like episode 11.
I think this is 12.
12 already,
Yeah.
so that's like 3 months. Every week we've been doing this already. So shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us since day one.
Yes.
You know, and going to continue to support. You know, we're trying to build this thing up, keep the name out there. Just let people know that we're here. You know, spread the word. Let them know where to find us. You know, it's a For the Record podcast. Look for the hashtags also, man. You know, we're all over your social media, your Twitters, you know, your Instagrams, everything, man. So we're just trying to spread the word, keep it positive, put the information out there for the people. So, you know, we try to touch on, you know, anything music related and dealing with current events at the same time. So we try and put on for the city right now, man.
Y'all know,
definitely.
Y'all know how we do this, okay?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're doing this for y'all. So, I mean, just continue to fuck with us, man. Is Hugh Holler, the Rockstar DJ.
Rockstar DJ K Player.
The Rockstar DJ D Money, and shout out to the homie Rockstar DJ Mizzy Mac.
Yeah, man. We out this thing. Peace.
Hey.
Put a record.